When you first saw her, did you know that you wanted to buy her?
I'll tell you what I did. I threw my arms around the bow of this boat and I spoke to this boat and said to her, I promise you I'm going to get you out of here. It was very emotional. For whatever reason this boat talks to me, it chokes me up when I think about the day I found her again, and when I made that promise. I never go back on a promise, so not for the weak-hearted, this type of thing, but very worthwhile. And when she's back in the circuit doing all the regattas, everybody's going to come and see her. This is Norima 2. This boat was ordered by a gentleman called Ron Amy, and the designer, Sir Alan Buchanan, had it built by William King and Sons in Burnham on Crouch back in 1962. He kept it for about a year, and then my father bought it from Ron Amy in 1963, and we had it right then till 1976. I was not born until 65, so I missed the first few years of when my father had it, but from the age of about 5 up to 11, most weekends through the summer we used to go sailing all around the Solent, across the Cherbourg, wherever my father happened to want to take us. I used to sleep in the quarter berth up on the starboard side there and get wet, as I remember, through water coming in through the hatch where Dad would be sailing away and I'd be trying to get some sleep.
So you last saw her as an 11-year-old schoolboy in 1976.
1976.
What happened after that?
We kept it at the handlebag. I remember saying goodbye to her, and I was very upset as a little boy. Nothing much happened after that. My father bought another boat and we carried on doing sailing, and life carried on. We all grew up and went our separate ways, got married, etc. But this picture of the boat was always in the house with my father. Every time I'd go around to see them, I'd look at the boat. Maybe 2 or 3, 4 pictures of this all over the walls. Very much a loved boat by my father. My father passed away 6 years ago, and I decided, I was looking at the picture one day, I thought, I wonder what happened to it. Let me see if I can find it. And I got on the internet, did some research, found the record office in Malden, Essex, and phoned them up, and the details were there. They sent me the bill of sale, and that led me to Cornwall, where I started making random phone calls to people in Launceston, near a little village called Trebulent near Launceston. I phoned random people until I discovered a gentleman called Rupert Evans. Rupert Evans was the brother-in-law of the owner, a gentleman called John Burke, who had left this boat in his garden for the last 25 years. I was gobsmacked when I found this out and made arrangements to go down the following weekend to see if it was the boat. I turned up at this house literally in the middle of nowhere and looked inside this polytunnel, and this boat was there, Norima 2, my father's boat. And it was a very emotional day to have found her after all the years she'd just been gone. John Burke had sailed across to the Caribbean and spent 6 years out there living on an island of Bequila. Eventually he came back and decided, I believe, to put her in for a refit, but instead of doing that he put it into the gentleman's Rupert's house in a hole in the garden, covered it with a polytunnel, and then went to Spain and pretty much forgot about it as far as I could work out. It wasn't until I turned up one day and found her and started talking to him that he agreed to sell her to me.
When you first saw her buried and covered up by a polytunnel, what did you think?
I thought to myself, I had to save her. I had too strong a feeling. I looked around her and she wasn't rotten, she wasn't falling apart, she was still seemed to be quite strong. So I decided there and then it was going to be my choice, and I'm going to save this boat. I'm going to get it out of here. She didn't deserve to live there till her dying days. So I organised for a survey, and a couple of weeks later I went back down there. We had the survey done, and everything he told me was very positive. Yes, it was going to cost quite a lot of money to do, but she was very worth restoring and saving. But then it was about a month ago this year, and I bought her and brought her back to Hayling Island.